baby, about to hit you everywhere but under your feet with this one. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You know where to go if you want to support the channel. Also, subscribe to the new channel. It's in the description if you want to subscribe to the new channel. You see the topic of the video. I got to stop saying, I'm sorry about that. But you see the topic of the video. Wait for some people to come on. I'm talking about Kell, Brook, other upcoming fights. We got Valdez versus Shakur Stevenson. Also, we're going to talk about the Spence, Ugas, or whatever other fight we want to talk about tonight. I just thank everybody for tuning in. Y'all know what time it is. I had a chance today. I watched Amir versus Kell Brook. Closer look. I also watched their Skybox promotion where they sit face to face. From what I saw with Kell Brook comes across like he's gonna lose the fight. And the reason I say that is because Kell Brook is stuck on the fact that Amir has not given him any recognition for his career. And my thing about that is, why are you worried about Kell Brook about Amir Khan giving you, recognition of your career? It's like he's going out there to try to get respect from Amir Khan. What if Amir Khan doesn't give you respect? It's like he lost in the fact that he want to beat Amir Khan so bad. And I don't think he's going to be able to go out there and do it. But at the same time, you got to look at Kell Brook. Kell Brook, he mostly lost to southpaws or people fighting in the southpaw stance. When it comes to fighting orthodox fighters, Kell Brook ain't really nothing to mess with when he fighting orthodox fighters. That's his bread and butter. If you see what he did, he even started off well against Terrence Crawford before Terrence Crawford caught him and knocked him out. So southpaws is mostly his problem, or if you could switch. Now, what I understand, Kell Brook can also switch himself. Now, with Amir Khan relies on his fast hands. Amir Khan thing is he jump in and out on you, throwing jabs, combinations, because he has this fast hands motto. But really, you can basically just beat Amir Khan off angles. So it's very hard to say who gonna win this fight. But I'm not expecting a knockout unless it's Kell Brook. I'm not expecting a knockout from Amir Khan. I think that the only reason that Amir Khan is really taking this fight, and the reason I'm saying Amir Khan, because it seems like Kell Brook has wanted this fight way more than Amir Khan has wanted. And from Amir Khan's career, Amir Khan looked like he really just finna go out the door with a big payday. For those that don't know, like I always say, this fight right here has been talked about. This is the Spence versus Crawford of the UK that's been going on for years. The UK been crazy about this fight, okay? This is going to be a big payday for either one of them. I'm telling y'all, a big payday for either one of them. But to come out and say who the victor going to be, with Amir Khan over there with Bomac, a different new trainer, the special team that Bomac and them have over there, which a lot of people don't understand. You only as good as your team. That's what made Crawford so good. Not saying that, but one thing about it, just because he's over there with Bomac does not mean that he's going to be able to go out there and beat Kell Brook. All right? Bomac can't make a difference in a fighter. Only thing he can do is give them pointers, and they got to go out there and complete the game plan. So it's kind of hard as I'm talking about it as if I'm making a prediction, or if when I make my prediction, I'm letting you know the areas that I'm trying to look at to make the prediction. You see what I'm saying? And Amir Khan fighting Kell Brook, who's the bigger fighter, even though they're going to have a rehydration clause, which I don't understand why. They already at a catch weight of 149. You know what I'm saying? 149. Like Kell Brook asked him in the face-off, or where they talking, the gloves are off, they talking back and forth. He was like, if you're so confident that I'm on a lower level than you, Amir Khan, then why would you have me? Why would we have to come in at a catch weight? Why can't we just come in at a comfortable weight like 154 or something like that? So even though Amir Khan seems and comes across as he's more confident, and he tries to belittle Kell Brook by saying that, Kell Brook already lost, which when I first heard Kell Brook say that Amir Khan was the A side, I kind of felt like Kell Brook was a little lost in the sauce itself. I kind of felt like he was going to lose. He's showing too much respect to Amir Khan. It's going to be a hard fight to predict. But I think once I start watching some tape and stuff, I think I'll figure out who's going to win that fight. And I'm leaning a little bit more towards Kell Brook. I'm leaning a little bit more towards Kell Brook. But then, with both of these fighters, respect to both of them, but you don't know which one is really there to win with either one of them. You don't know which one is really there to win because they both got stopped by Terrence, which don't mean nothing. That just means Terrence was able to beat both of them. But you got to figure out which one is there for the payday, which one is there just trying to leave. And I think that's more of Amir Khan. Because I think that's the only reason, like I said before, that this fight is happening at all. It's because Amir Khan knows the payday that a Kell Brook fight brings. Because this is supposed to happen 9 years ago. 9 years ago. Khan getting knocked the fuck with his glass jaw. I mean, we can't say that. I mean, when was the last time we seen a knockout from Kell Brook? When was the last time we seen a knockout from Kell Brook? And we got to understand Kell Brook going to go through the most situations with the weight. That's why Amir Khan chose 149 catch weight, because he knows that that Kell Brook is going to have issues trying to get down to 149. He's going to have to basically try to drain himself. So Amir Khan is trying to get the advantage. You should see that off top. But will that help him beat Kell Brook? Like I told you, Kell Brook fighting orthodox fighters is no joke. He is no joke. It wasn't until Terrence Crawford switched to southpaw that he beat him. Errol Spence is a southpaw. You ain't seen no orthodox fighters just whooping on Kell Brook. That's one reason why I'm leaning more towards Brook. But then when I look at the training and then I look at Brook saying A side, you're the A side, it kind of like, are you really in this fight to win or prove a point? Because what if the game plan don't go the way you think? And Kell Brook cannot adapt. Kell Brook cannot adapt. What's up with you? And something like this is what Amir Khan said. He said Kell Brook cannot fight going backwards. Once you make Kell Brook go backwards, you beat him. And if you watch Kell Brook throughout his career, or you watched him since he came to America, Kell Brook does not go back. That is not his fighting style. He will not move around the ring. He ain't gonna show no footwork. Kell Brook is gonna stand right there with you. So that may be a big problem against Amir Khan. Kell Brook gonna have to have good timing. He's gonna have to have great timing. And be willing to possibly get caught with a jab or two from Amir Khan. But who's to say that Amir Khan is still as fast as he used to be? Who's to say that he's still as fast as he used to be? But, he was getting his shots in on Crawford as well. He landed him some shots on Crawford. But I say Kell Brook really did better than what Amir Khan did against Crawford. Kell Brook, to be honest with you, Kell Brook won, I'd say, the first 3 rounds against Crawford. That's just my opinion of it. Somebody may disagree, but I think Kell Brook won like the first 3 rounds against Crawford. Or he won the first 2. Yeah, he won the first 2 most definitely. But Crawford is a late starter anyway. I've got Khan breaking Kell Brook face, Oscar outboxing Shakur, and Ugas pounding Spence. Sounds about right. Got Khan breaking Kell Brook face. I don't know about Khan breaking Kell Brook face. Now, we all know that Amir Khan is not a knockout artist. He don't punch that hard. He fast-handed. Uh, Hello boxing skills, but that knockout with him and Brook. Like I said, we ain't never really seen Kell Brook knock nobody out. Okay, we got Oscar Valdez versus Shakur Stevenson coming up very soon. Oscar Valdez versus Shakur. And y'all already know I'm rolling with Shakur all the way. All the way. Ain't enough steroids in Oscar Valdez's body he can pump with a syringe through his veins to save him from what's going to happen to him when he go in that ring with Shakur Stevenson. I don't know how long this fight going to be. You know, they extended the Ugas and Spence fight. The Ugas and Spence fight was supposed to be in March, from what I understand. Now it's in April, but they never announced it, so I guess they had to get an arena and all that together, and now it's announced. No, but Kell face broke already. Kell Brook, that injury, you know, to me, I think that injury is way over with, you know, but nobody talks about the fact of the injury, you know, when he went and fought Errol Spence. He came off an injury getting in the ring with Errol Spence. So, you know, I wonder if there are any fans in the UK that's going to actually try to bring that up if Kell Brook loses. I think that would be wrong. That'll be taken away from Amir Khan's win. That fracture in his his eye sockets, you know, that was years ago. Since then, Kell Brook has moved up to 154 and defeated 2-3 fighters since being at 154. So that fracture stuff, please don't use that. Give Amir Khan his credit if he should win. Just give Amir Khan his credit, but that eye fracture stuff, that's been over with. You know, this man moved up to a different weight class. I think them beat 2-3 guys at 154. So ain't nothing wrong with his eye socket. Ain't nothing wrong with a fracture no more. I hope they don't try to take that away from him. Split decision, Brook. I can see that way, but, you know, like I said, he over there with the team that just beat Brook, Amir Khan. But that doesn't mean that Brook will beat him. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that at all. No excuse, but there are reasons also why they lose. Those are the best fights when both guys are roided to the gills. Yeah, I'm sure it is, you know, but at the same time, you know, let's just have it fair and square. You know, steroids is too much. You know, actually, in some cases, they put themselves in jeopardy by even taking steroids, you know. I just fair and square, man. You know, if you got to take steroids, then you ain't confident. But, you know, when you in a sport like that, when you know people are out there using stuff, then you be a fool not to use something. You know, you be a fool, whether you getting caught with it or not. You know, in the off season or whatever, it all helps. See, people think that just because you take the steroid, that it's not going to help you later on down the road. It still helps them later on down the road. They could pee clean, blood clean, urine clean, all that. It don't matter. They still going to get the advantages from what they took down the road. Said Split Shakur going to be roided up too. He was snack and a late grade drug lord, Victor Conte. Those are the best. Okay, no excuses. But there is also reasons why they lose. Shakur got the late and great. Oh, Victor Conte. Yeah, Victor Conte. You know, he's on the other side of the street right now. He's legal right now, as you should say. And you know, he pointing out a lot what's going on with the steroids and who using steroids. You know. Oh, a lot. What's that? Well, I can't pronounce that word, but that's the stuff they say that Floyd Mayweather was shooting in his hands, right? These fighters are still popping dirt. Oh yeah. You already know they still popping dirt. But y'all, if y'all ain't seen my prediction on Ugas versus Spence, please go check that video out. I'm riding with Ugas. Not because I don't like the ducking of Errol Spence Jr. You got to think about the fact that Errol Spence has been through more bodily harm situations, car wrecks, detached retinas, drinking. Not to say nothing bad about him, but that's an issue towards your body, and you are a fighter, you are an athlete. Before somebody get on here and say, "Oh, you love talking about Errol Spence drinking problem," I ain't got nothing to do with his drinking problems. But I'm talking about boxing, and it affects him in the ring. So I think that Ugas is gonna beat him. Ugas has a better chance of beating him because Ugas is known for fighting, southpaw fighters from Cuba. So he beat the legendary Manny Pacquiao, who's a southpaw, who everybody thought he would not defeat, but he did. He retired Manny Pacquiao. But the only thing that bothers me about Ugas, like I said, is that he hesitates. He waits for his opponents to come forward, which Errol Spence is going to bring the fight to him because Errol Spence does not fight backing up. So Ugas has to put out, if Ugas puts out the exact amount of punch output that Errol Spence does, Ugas is going to win that fight. People don't understand. They think I be hating on Errol Spence when I say this, but Errol Spence already has ducked Ugas. When Errol Spence fought Ocampo, which you can go check yourselves if you think I'm lying, when he fought Ocampo, he was supposed to fight Ugas. Ugas was the number 2 mandatory. Ocampo was number 3. He skipped over Ugas and fought Ocampo. Look it up if you think I'm not telling you the truth. I looked it up. That's how I know. It is what it is. It's what he got caught with leading into the Pacquiao fight. Mayweather used stuff too. Errol stopped. Mayweather used stuff too, but come on now. Him going into the Manny Pacquiao fight, for those that don't know, for the Pac Royals, for the people that go crazy about Manny Pacquiao was cheating. Okay? Please stop acting like y'all didn't know. The only fighter to go 8 divisions, and he came from the smallest weight class. We came from 106 to all the way to, I think, what Manny Pacquiao stopped at one. He beat 154 pounders, and come on now. Manny Pacquiao was on steroids. He ain't have to never pop dirty. Look at his head size. Look at his calf muscles. His calf muscles are the size of grapefruits. Was his legs that big when he started fighting? What you think that came from years of training? His head got bigger too? This man went from 8 divisions, beating bigger, stronger fighters. Come on now. It ain't no hating. Manny Pacquiao, a hell of a fighter, a legend in the game. Like you just said, how can people disrespect Floyd for being whatever he got caught with? And I'm not justifying what Floyd did. Why? How can people get mad at Floyd for getting caught or whatever they said he had before he fought Pacquiao when y'all know for a fact Manny Pacquiao has been on steroids? Y'all know this. 8 divisional champion. Ain't even had the best skills to be out there beating people like that. Didn't even have the best skill set in the world to be out there beating people like that. Running through bigger fighters. And somebody else, I made a video about him too, this other Asian fighter, that boy Inual, the Asian guy, he on something too. Just because they don't get popped don't mean they ain't on nothing. You can't go up in no bigger weight classes knocking nobody out. You can't go up 2 weight classes and run through somebody. Y'all cut that out. Yep, afraid of needles, but has tattoos. Manny Pacquiao was on steroids. Hard. And you want to know who evened the scoreboard on him? What's his name? Marquez was juiced the hell up. And it was fair and square because he fought Manny Pacquiao 3 times juiced up. And that's why he knocked Manny Pacquiao out. He got his revenge. He got his revenge. Manny Pacquiao beat Eddie Morales. Marco Antonio Barrero. Man, y'all don't know what y'all be talking about. What Roger Mayweather say, y'all know nothing about no boxing, man. They don't know nothing about no boxing, man. They're talking about he wasn't juiced up. Pac sued Mayweather for defamation of character. Asked Floyd Mayweather to open up his paperwork and declined to do research. Because, like I said, they all on it. You would have to be, just think about it. If I knew majority of everybody in boxing was taking something, why would I not take something too? Yeah, I portray clean just as long as everybody else portray clean, long as I don't get popped. But long as they using it, I'm going to be using it too. Mayweather was 20 pounds heavier than Marquez. Notice how Pacquiao didn't have. Mayweather was 20 pounds bigger than Marquez. What that fight got to do with what we was just talking about? And that's not to uphold Floyd Mayweather social, but yeah, that was wrong. Floyd ain't had no business fighting no damn Marquez, yeah, but notice how Pacquiao didn't have enough pop to keep Eddie Morales off him in the first fight, but came back in the rematch like Superman knocking Eddie. Okay. You know, the proof is in the pudding. I don't just make up stories on people. I don't know Manny Pacquiao. I ain't got no reason to dislike him. You know, it's the truth. If you don't want to admit Manny Pacquiao was on steroids, then hey, that's on you. You just not an arrow, but a Manny Pacquiao fan. But you see how the arrow just came out my mouth, because Errol Spence fans and Manny Pacquiao fans, they go the hardest. They are really the fanboys. But if that's what you want to believe, believe it. Boy, that boy Oscar Valdez is gonna be on so much. Oscar Valdez is gonna have so much juice in him that boy might fall out in the ring. Oscar Valdez is gonna have so much juice in him that boy might mess around and have a heart attack, a seizure, or a heart attack. Watch what I tell you. I give Oscar Valdez credit though for stepping up to the plate, being a Mexican warrior finally, because Shakur Stevenson been chasing him for a minute, man. So I give him credit for that. Now Oscar is a cheater. Of course Oscar is a cheater. Have you forgot the green tea? Have you forgot the green tea? And now it make you wonder about the Burchelt fight. Were you on juice when you beat Burchelt? Oh, no, okay, my bad. Was he on the juice? He was on the juice when he beat Burchelt. All he has to do is cut the ring off. Who has to cut the ring off? Oscar or Shakur Stevenson? Who has to cut the ring off? Read my comment. Not gonna lie, Manny, my favorite fighter of all time, and I do believe he took steroids because of his calf. Man, Manny Pacquiao look like he can jump on top of your roof vertically. That man calf muscles is this big. Manny Pacquiao look like he can jump on your roof from flat off the ground. No cap. This man look like he can dunk with his calf muscles. Talking about he don't. Man, come on, man. It ain't no hate, baby. It's all truth. Just being in real. Shout out to you, man. And Pacquiao, I love you, baby. You know what I'm saying? Stop throwing rice over there. You understand? Stop building people some condos or some law shit. Build them some nice shacks. Them folks is out there in hoods and you out there passing out rice. I don't like that. But hey, I ain't in your pocket, man. But I'm just saying, if you gonna do something, do it right. You said you grew up, your daddy ate your dog because they were starving, and you out there passing out rice. You walk around in a little muddy neighborhood, and you can't get no. You a millionaire, and you can't get no wood, and just build whether they luxuries or not, just some good apartments or some good houses for these people. But then people, co-sign, and it's going to be some Filipino people who probably see this video after I just said that and say, Manny Pacquiao doesn't know anybody, anything. No, he doesn't. But if Manny Pacquiao grew up in poverty and that's where he's from, why can't he show love? Why can't he make sure some other little boy dog don't get ate? Why can't he make sure the house he grew up in, some little other kid don't have to go through it? That's just the way I think. I'm sorry. That's just the way I think. That's just the way I think. Don't nobody owe nobody nothing, baby. But ain't nothing wrong with helping somebody if you can. Ain't nothing wrong with helping somebody if you can. What else we gotta talk about? Dillian White and Tyson Fury gonna fight in 2025, from what I heard. I don't know what Dillian White. You know what I think Dillian White doing? Somebody juicing, and I don't think it's Tyson. Somebody using some steroids and postponing this fight up because it's a smart move. I think 9 times 10, I don't know the business side behind the scene, but I think for a fact they know if they skip over Dillian White, they probably gonna have to pay him some bread. So Dillian White taking his precious time, probably juicing, and then by the time he can get it out of his system, Caleb Plant and Rocket Fielding were going back and forth on Twitter. I bet Caleb Plant and Rocket Fielding was. I bet. Y'all hold up 1 minute.